Welcome to BIV Today, the daily podcast from the newsroom of business in Vancouver. I'm Kirk LaPointe, publisher and executive editor. The BC Lions resume their home start for this week with this season already one game into the schedule where they're 1-0. We wanted to pick up on conversations that we've had previously with owner Amar Doman, and we're really lucky to have him here days before the home opener, which of course will feature LL Cool J. I will say, Amar, I think about half of us actually know LL Cool J's work in music, and the other half knows his work in television. Which part of his career do you align with, by the way?
All of it. Big fan. And a lot went into the cauldron to select him, and frankly, it's an honor to get him. Also, the sales once we announced it went berserk, and we've had good feedback from all over the place, and I think it's going to be a great vibe for the football game.
Yeah. Are you getting people into the upper deck yet?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So we're really, really proud of where we're at. We're ahead of last year, and we're going to have a huge crowd. So Upper Bowl's open, and we've sold a few thousand up there already.
Nice.
Yeah.
Take a look as the owner. What were your business priorities for this season? Because you're really trying to shake up the business model for this franchise.
Yeah, I think it starts with keeping everything affordable, Kirk. And we said that when we took over, that we're not going to jam ticket prices up and do all these things. What we want to do is create a good long-term fan base and have an event that's affordable for families, have an event that's exciting, that's modern, that also captures the CFL and how good it is. And how can we promote this? And I think we've come at this at all angles. Our team at the Lions has been great as far as the athletes go, but the team at the Lions, as far as the video, the dance team, it's very young, very hip, very modern, and we're very lucky to have such a fortunate team that frankly is doing the job and really reinvigorating the BC Lions.
I've never seen so many young talents and their talents that are obviously in athletics and dance and all of this. It's a young person's crowd now, don't you find?
It really is, and that's the crowd we're after. And then furthermore, when you get into junior football and amateur football, I'm out on the sidelines with these kids, and we're promoting the CFL with jerseys, the BC Lions. Now the young kids all want to go to the game. They want BC Lions socks. They want the hats. The brand is starting to resonate. We're not even 2 years in here. And, it's pretty cool to see that where kids want to go to the games, because that's what we're after, is a new generation of fans, such that when they're teenagers, hey, going to Lions games in the summer is the cool thing to do again. Let's head down there. Let's have a good time. There's entertainment. And we really want to build that younger fan base up, plus with the kind of the cool crowd of the 20-somethings now.
Are you ahead of schedule, you feel?
Yes.
Yeah. And so what's the kind of the objective then, Amar? Is it, is it a certain size fan base at all of the games? Is it a certain amount of merchandise that's now being sold? Is it a certain number of new players for the game in the Lower Mainland and in British Columbia? Tell me about your targets.
Sure. I think you touched on all of those, and we do have internal targets that we're after. Of course, what's measured gets done, that old line. But, I'll tell you that when we look at the Calgary Western semifinal game we had here on that kind of sleety Sunday, it was a 4:00 game. I think we got close to 34,000 or 32,000. I mean, it was incredibly loud. So when I go into the dome and I feel that energy and that noise, that's football, and that says we're back. We're going to feel that Saturday here. So to me, that's one of the biggest, I'm going to say, yardsticks that I can look at, is the noise and the crowd and how everyone's feeling. Are they cheering, and are they drowning out the other quarterback? Like, these are things that football is all about to be successful. Nobody wants to play in an empty stadium. The players don't like it. The fans don't like it. So to me, that's the number one measure of success. And the number two, what's the age group of these fans? Have we got the 20-somethings, the kids we just talked about? Are they in there? Are they having a good time? And then also having these games at 4:00 during the summer, I think is going to be great, because again, you can get home safely afterwards. Kids can come down. You can send your kids down. They can train home. You don't have to worry about leaving at 10:30 to 11, and guys, might be a little inebriated and all that stuff, and it's dangerous. So I really believe that's going to help, and also welcome back the fans from Vancouver Island. We're busing them in at our cost. Just get on the ferry. We got the rest taken care of, and the interior or further out. You're not driving home at 2 a.m, because nowadays you probably just wouldn't do it. this allows you to have different things and have your summer evening back at the end of the day as well.
Yeah, you've done a great job of summarizing all of the points that I think go into how you market a franchise. What's been the biggest surprise for you so far?
Well, I'll tell you, the age group that is coming out came out faster than I thought, but I think resonating, we had One Republic last year and getting some attention onto this. And then once people start watching, a lot of people, kind of disconnected from the CFL and the Lions here in Vancouver. They had some tough years too. If the team isn't winning, obviously, Kirk, it's tough to sell seats even across the street at Rogers. The Canucks, when they struggle, it's tough to give tickets away. So you can't just put it on the team or the game. Sometimes it's the win-loss column. But having said it, it did come back faster than we thought. But we've put a lot of energy, a lot of capital into this, and it's kind of old school blocking and tackling, to use the football term. But really, I want to thank the fans of BC for coming out to support the Lions, and it's exciting times.
Yeah. Last year, you were able to kind of build the marketing of the team around Nathan Rourke. And this year, obviously, you're having to build it around Vernon Adams. And it helps, of course, that he's had a pretty strong preseason and a great start to the season. I know that you're the owner, not the recruiter and all of that. But talk to us about how winning actually becomes contagious in the overall business model.
Well, I got into the league, and we lost. We lost one, won one, and then lost 7 straight. So I felt that right away. And then we won our last game against Edmonton, and I had a good feeling about the next season. A lot of question marks. They said, "Who's this Canadian kid?" Nathan comes in, lights up the CFL. Gets rocked in Regina, and then of course Vernon Adams comes in and he goes 4-2 with us, and basically got us into the playoff picture, quite frankly. And we were a touchdown away from making the Grey Cup last year. This is a good club, and Vernon Adams, he's got a great offense to work with. He's taken the leadership role on. He's throwing precision footballs, and he's a dual threat. Very exciting to watch. And a lot of people are like, who's this Vernon Adams guy? You look at his history. Played at Oregon. He was a Duck. This guy has got the pedigree, and we've got a very competitive team. So I feel really good about where we're at. I don't get involved in picking players and all these different things. We've got a great office that takes care of that. And I'm not the meddling owner on that stuff, if you will. There's a lot of those in pro sports, but I like to sit back and watch the game. And I'm a fan of the game. So when I make opinions to the management team, it's really from a fan's point of view.
Yeah, last point I think I want to raise with you, and I know that you said this from the outset, that you wanted to work through a better deal with Pavco, without betraying, bits and pieces of what you've got in place. Have you started to make some progress?
We sure have, and I want to thank Ken Cretney and his team there. They're very open to all sorts of ideas that we've brought to them. They obviously have a lot of different venues going in there all the time, and certainly you see the menu change now. There's been a beer supplier change. They've done a lot of different things. They've allowed us to expand our party on Terry Fox Plaza. So I've got to say they've really worked with us well, and they've got limitations as well, being government owned and what they can do and whatnot. But as I said when we took the team over, we're never going to blame the building for BC Lions challenges. We're going to fix those challenges, and we've fixed a lot of them already. But they've been very receptive to everything we're doing. And, this Friday night, we've got a party. That's never happened before. We're doing a Friday night party. We have TSN coming out to anchor the other CFL games out of Vancouver. They're so excited about it. They're coming here. So that's going to be exciting to drop by there on Friday evening. And, of course, we're closing the streets Saturday. And BC Place has been great. And I think the experience and the food and bev, we're trying to do everything we can to keep it affordable as well, along our thesis of affordable family fun.
In as much as the Whitecaps are in that building for more events than you are, it strikes me that your success is very important to Pavco's success and to BC Place's success as a facility, for its image, its reputation, its fan experience, and all of that. So you feel you've got their attention on that, and that they're paying attention to you now.
Absolutely. They're very receptive, very responsive, and listening and engaging to us and saying, hey, there's no bad ideas, bring them to us. Some we're not going to be able to do, some we can do. I think there's going to be a large investment from the province when FIFA comes around. We're going to be playing on grass, which will be pretty cool. So that's coming up in a couple of years. I think you're going to see some really, really unique things coming into BC Place. So it's going to get another beautiful facelift, I believe. And I don't know all the details, but I do know Serious Capital is going to go in there. And I think that's going to be great for BC Place long term.
All right, last question. So which is more likely, Amar, that that the Lions host and win the Grey Cup, or that you're hosting and defending the Grey Cup in 2024?
These are, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of competition to go through. We're week one, we're 1-0. I won't make any predictions, but I'd be lying to you if I said,
come on. Just between us, and
between us and all the podcast listeners.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be a dream come true, first of all, just to break through and win the West. And if we can do that, I'll be very happy. I'll be very happy just to make the playoffs and stay healthy. I believe if we stay healthy, we've got as good a shot as anybody to be in the Grey Cup. And this team is very competitive defensively and offensively, well coached, well managed. We're going to be in every game. And, I think we're going to have a very, very exciting season. Now, hosting Grey Cup next year, we're going to introduce a lot of these new fans that are coming back out to the CFL, to Grey Cup. And what a hell of an experience this is. This is going to be insane, November 2024. So next one's in Hamilton. That'll be fun. But Vancouver's going to host a pretty good show, Kirk.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll hold our breath on both this year and next year. But it's always great talking to you. I think the community is privileged to have you as an owner of this franchise, and I think they're already quite grateful for the changes that you can see. The changes on the field are up to the coaches, obviously, and the general manager. The changes off the field, though, define the experience for people, and I think you're doing that, and you're obviously also. I think you're stimulating interest outside of the typical old guy interest like me in the game. So good on you, and have a great season.
Listen, appreciate it, Kirk. Thanks for having me on, and hopefully we'll see you around Saturday, and we'll teach you some LL Cool J songs. How does that sound?
No, you don't need to teach me any songs. That's okay.
All right, have a good one.
Amar Doman, owner of the BC Lions. I'm Kirk LaPointe, publisher and executive editor at BIV. Thanks a lot for watching.